about that. So when Aristotle doesn't give a defined answer and leaves it broad, that kind of terrifies me. Because in my head, there's so much room for error and mistakes. Instead of being a good person, it would be a slippery slope into turning incredibly awful. Now, this is definitely a Kantian here, right? This is Kant would read all this stuff, and he did. He read Aristotle, and he's like, dude, we got to be more specific here. We need to give people clear rules and clear guidance, because if you just sort of leave it even a little bit open-ended, people are going to take advantage of it, and they're going to walk around justifying all kinds of horrible things. So, that's a legitimate criticism. I think Aristotle would have responses to it, but I don't think I have time to go into all the details of that. Um, the only thing I would say is Aristotle would probably say, look, if you don't want to live a human life, if you want to remain, sort of half grown and half developed, experiencing only certain dimensions of the full human life, that's up to you. I can't make you do better than that. But if you want to be better, if you want to live a better life, if you want to have deeper, lasting relationships and friendships and be a part of a community and feel respected and all that kind of stuff, my philosophy gives you lots of advice for doing that. So it's not simply everything goes at all. But if people don't want to take the time to become better, well, that's their loss, right? And I think he would say to Kant, like, if people don't want to follow rules, you can't make them. So your philosophy only goes so far as well. Okay, anything else? So I said the second rule of excellence is act effortlessly without struggle. This person asked, but shouldn't you have to struggle? Isn't that the way you see improvement and growth? Yeah, until you attain skill. So absolutely. So the stingy guy, right, the stingy brother is struggling with doing the right thing. He's struggling with being generous. The goal, Aristotle thinks, is to get over that and to gradually transform your desires through practice of generosity so that it's not as hard, it feels more natural, it becomes second nature to you to be generous to people when they need your help. Then it's relatively effortless. Okay, here's someone says, someone might think they're the perfect serial killer, so I think I've addressed that. Okay. As soon as we have roles, we are set as people. I don't think that's true, and that's not Aristotle's view. We're constantly, entering into new roles, learning new things, being challenged by new circumstances. So it's not something that is simply set. Certainly not in childhood. Everything has a purpose. Sometimes that purpose fails, like if a tree or plant dies, but they did not fail. They had the potential to be great and lovely, but just didn't meet that need. Similarly, with a person, you have the potential and just didn't make it, which is okay. And here I have to say, Aristotle would not agree. He's not a slacker. He's not someone who's, yeah, well, whatever, dude. That's okay. No big deal. He's going to be like, if you're walking down the street and you see a three-legged cat, your first response might be empathy, right? Feeling bad, but empathy because you recognize that cat is not flourishing. If you see a tree that's withered and dried out, right? You say, oh, that's too bad. It's no longer growing. It didn't reach its potential. Aristotle doesn't think we should have any different reaction to human beings. Now, understand, it's different from standing around and criticizing people. That's not the point. it's not bad, bad, bad like that. It's more like pity. Like it's kind of pathetic, you know? Someone's lazy, can't get off the couch for 3 months, they just eat potato chips and, right? Aristotle would say that it's a failure. No, you're not a failure in every respect. Maybe you're kind to the people who happen to come by your couch every once in a while. Right? There's a lot of ways in which you're fine, but you know, you're just not growing into your potential. You're simply not. And he'd be a hard ass about that. He would not say, yeah, it's okay, no big deal. You know, everyone's sort of the same. No. No. We should recognize these standards and not pretend like something less is just as good. Okay, let's see, there's a good role model would be important. I think that's a good comment. Aristotle would agree. In learning how to act in the world, role models are really helpful because you can try to look at the character traits that they have that you want to possess. All right, I think I'd be done. I don't know how long I went. Oh, almost an hour, so maybe a little too long. But I hope this was helpful, and I will see you soon.